This is our Unit 8 Day 4 video. Today we're going to look at a specific kind of sequence. We're going to look at arithmetic sequence and look at series, looking at the sum of a certain number of terms of an arithmetic sequence. So first thing we're going to do is just give you the basic definition for arithmetic sequence. The arithmetic sequence is a sequence in which each term after the first term differs from the previous term by a constant amount. So there's a constant difference in between every term. So arithmetic sequence is a sequence which each term after the first term differs from the previous term by a constant amount. So that constant amount is what we call the common difference. So arithmetic sequence that has a constant difference in between the terms. So every term after that first term, you're either adding or subtracting the same exact number to get the next term. So it's a lot of vocabulary to explain something that's really pretty simple. If we're looking at a recursion equation, right, means to find our a(n), we take a n minus 1 and we add d every time. Right, so our first term will change and our constant difference will change, but it's always going to be that form. And we can actually use that to find an explicit formula also. If we're trying to find the nth term, we just need to take the first term and add the constant difference n minus 1 times. Right, to get to the nth term, we'd be adding that n minus 1 times, not n times, it'd be n minus 1 times. So here's an example. I'm working with the arithmetic sequence. We're going to find the first 4 terms of an arithmetic sequence whose first term is 4. And the constant difference is negative 7. Right, what this constant difference means is to find my next term, I'll take the previous term and subtract 7. So here I know my first term is 4, so to find my second term, take that 4, subtract 7, give me negative 3. On my third term, I take that negative 3 and subtract 7, give me negative 10. And to find my fourth term, Take that -10, subtract 7, I have -17. So there are my first four terms. So it's pretty much the same thing we've been doing, just we're looking at one particular type of sequence called arithmetic sequence. Right? It always means we have that common difference. So just understanding what that vocabulary means and applying it to what we've already done about sequences. So here's a problem where we're going to want to use the explicit formula. So we're going to find the 10th term of that same sequence that has first term 4 and common difference of -7. So our explicit formula, if you really wanted to, you could write out all 10 terms. It would be easier if you use the explicit formula to find the nth term. Start with the first term, we add the common difference in -1 times. So here to find the 10th term, we're going to start with our first term 4, and we're going to add that common difference of -7 9 times. So that'd be 4 plus -63, which gives us -59. So finding terms for the sequence is pretty similar to what we've been doing. I'm just understanding that arithmetic sequence means we're adding or subtracting the same number every time, and you can pretty much figure it out from there. One thing that's going to be different now is series, where we're actually finding the sum of the first n terms of the sequence. So we're adding those first n terms together. And so for this one, we have a formula. So the sum of the first n terms of the sequence, we use notation Sn. And the formula we have for it is n over 2 times a1 plus an. Alright, and going back to what we did on day 1, this would be the same as saying the sum from I equals 1 to n of ai. So it means the same thing, it's just we use different notations in different situations. So here we'll use Sn, and we're saying the sum of the first n terms. But it means the same thing, using that summation notation. So this is the formula we use. Notice that within this formula we actually have to use another formula, because to find the nth term, we have to use the explicit formula for a arithmetic sequence. Where we find the nth term by starting with the first term and adding the common difference in -1 times. So it's actually a formula within a formula here. You need to know both of these in order to find the sum. So we'll just do one example of using this formula, and that'll be it for the notes. So this one, find the sum of the first 10 odd numbers. So in order to find the sum, we need to know the first term, and we're going to need to know that's our n. We're going to need to know the 10th term. So the odd numbers are an arithmetic sequence. The first term is 1, and the common difference is 2. I add 2 every time to get another odd number. So using that, I can actually find the 10th term. Start with my first term. I'm going to add my common difference in -1, which in this case is 9 times. Right, so that's my nth term is 19. That is the 10th odd number there is. Everything else now I'm going to be plugging into the formula. So find sum of the first 10 terms, my notation S10. It's going to be 10 over 2 times 1 plus 19. Right, and that comes from that formula on the previous page. Sn equals n over 2 a1 plus an. So we're just plugging everything in that we have. So 10 over 2 is 5, 1 and 19 is 20. This is 5 times 20, which is 100. So we'll do a lot of practice with these sequences and sums and class series. Are looking for any more resources that will help you with this, search for arithmetic sequence and series.